Hearken well in Hall of Kings. On ocean steed my words gain wings. Odin's mead I forth will bring. For noble deeds that honors sing. The brave men slain, Valkyria wakes. Rewards for strain to Valhalla takes, and horns resound the mighty hall. For those who fight, for those who fight.
Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Valhalla marks the 12th major installment in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Set in the 9th century AD, the game takes players on a captivating journey, immersing them in a fictional tale centered around the Viking expansion into the British Isles. In Valhalla, players assume the role of Eivor Varinsdottir, a fierce Viking raider hailing from Norway, seeking to establish a new Viking clan and form powerful alliances to bolster the Viking presence in the foreign lands. As Eivor navigates the tumultuous world of Viking expansion, she also becomes embroiled in a timeless conflict between the Assassin Brotherhood and the Templar Order. This enthralling clash adds layers of depth to the journey and provides players with a rich and immersive narrative experience. In addition to Eivor's tale, the game continues the overarching series storyline set in the 21st century. Here, players follow Layla Hassan, an assassin who accesses Eivor's memories through the Animus and is on a mission to seek a way to save the Earth from the impending apocalypse. This fusion of historical gameplay with the modern day narrative further enriches the experience and brings a few intriguing twists in its climax for the overarching narrative of the Assassin's Creed universe. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or just Valhalla as I like to call it, is far from the usual Assassin's Creed games of the past. Since Origins, Ubisoft has taken liberties in its approach towards the series' playstyle. From a franchise whose definitive elements were centered around stealth, assassinations, parkour, and combat, to an open world ARPG with elements inclusive of leveling, loot, gear progression, skill trees, and epic boss battles. Valhalla further embraces this playstyle to deliver a massive open world ARPG centered around raiding Vikings. As a devoted fan of the series and having experienced all the major titles, I hold a special affinity for the pre-Origins era. I'm still able to appreciate the Egyptian, Greek, and Viking settings of Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla respectively, but I struggle to associate their core gameplay experience with the overall franchise. So to ensure an objective viewpoint, I approach Valhalla as a standalone ARPG independent of the traditional Assassin's Creed franchise. So while its approach might differ, I strive to be fair in my assessments, only drawing limited comparisons to the previous titles where there are obvious commonalities. Open world ARPGs are very popular, but unfortunately, Valhalla doesn't quite deliver on the soaring standards set by some amazing titles in this genre. While the game boasts an expansive world and epic Viking adventures, it fails to push the boundaries in terms of combat, character progression, storytelling, and other essential elements that make an ARPG truly exceptional. Combat in Valhalla is a huge letdown with repetitive and clunky mechanics, leaving players feeling disconnected from the action. The slow and cinematic combat finisher animations further aggravate the issue, leading to frustration rather than excitement. In comparison to the previous titles like Origins and Odeyssey, the combat style seems to have taken a step back, missing the mark in delivering a satisfying and fluid gameplay experience. The character progression centers around a skill tree and a gearing system, but both aspects suffer from lack of depth and meaningful impact. Equipping gear feels more like a cosmetic change rather than a game changing decision, and the skill tree's complexity leaves most of the tree nodes feeling useless, offering nothing more than a numeric increase on a stat value and reducing the overall significance of character progression. The story progression in Valhalla can feel like a chore due to its sluggish pacing. Forming alliances across England involves pledging allegiance to various areas on a strategic alliance map, and while initially intriguing, the process becomes repetitive and laborious with 17 areas to navigate. The quality of the area specific storyline also varies, with some engaging and well written ones, while others fall short, leaving players with a mixed bag of experiences.
God bless Thane Merton. Understood.
Naval exploration and combat, which should have been a highlight given the Viking setting, unfortunately falls short of expectations. Unlike the memorable naval adventures of titles like Black Flag and Odyssey, Valhalla's naval elements feel like an afterthought poorly integrated into the main storyline. The clunky combat mechanics removes all motivation to engage in optional content such as the raidable river forts, further dampening the overall naval experience. While Valhalla does present breathtaking sights and sceneries during longboat journeys, it pales in comparison to the excitement and thrill offered by the previous titles. The missed opportunities to fully embrace the legendary Viking longboats and create more engaging naval adventures are apparent, and that left me longing for the immersive naval experiences that were a commonplace in Black Flag. Valhalla is brimming with Norse folklore, legends, and myths, infusing the game with a much needed sense of flavor and mystique. These elements contribute to a delightful and immersive experience, enriching the world with a touch of fantasy. As a personal fan of the Norse folklore, I find the incorporation of these elements to be a delightful addition, enriching the game's narrative and atmosphere. This exploration of Norse folklore is expanded upon in the various DLCs, offering players even more opportunities to delve into the captivating world of Vikings and their mythical tales. However, it's important to note that amidst the myriad of elements introduced, Valhalla can feel somewhat fragmented. With an ambitious attempt to incorporate numerous features, the game occasionally lacks the cohesive integration needed to create a seamless and immersive experience. At times, I felt though as I am playing multiple games rather than experiencing a unified journey.
And so it begins.
Amidst all this Viking adventure, the assassin storyline takes center stage when Eivor encounters Basim ibn Ishaq. Basim is affiliated with the Hidden Ones, a group committed to fighting against the Templar threat which casts its shadow over England in the form of Order of the Ancients. Impressed by Eivor's leadership and character, Basim persuades Eivor to unite forces in their noble quest to liberate England from the clutches of the Templar Order. The overarching narrative involving Basim, the Hidden Ones, and the entwined fate of Eivor and present-day Layla is nothing short of intriguing. The twists and unexpected revelations that unfold during the game's climax add layers of complexity to the plot, leaving players with much to digest. The multitude of events creates some level of confusion but also sparks curiosity, leaving players questioning and speculating on the series' future direction.
A man you trust with anything can take everything.
Without giving away any spoilers, I can confidently say that the ending is one that the fans of the series should not miss. The dynamic interplay between the Viking era and the modern day Assassin storyline showcases the narrative depth that Assassin's Creed Valhalla offers, bridging historical context and futuristic elements seamlessly. As the story unfolds, players are drawn deeper into the saga, connecting with both the characters' struggles and the larger conflict between the Hidden Ones and the Templar Order. With a lot of negatives on the gameplay front, Valhalla undeniably impresses with some positive aspects as well. Ubisoft deserves credit for crafting an expansive and immersive world that feels alive. The game's graphics are exceptional, with stunning visuals that breathe life into the environments and boast meticulous attention to historical details. The exceptional environmental features like sun rays, water animations, and lush foliage further enhances the sense of immersion, making players feel truly present in the Viking era. The soundtrack is a masterful fusion of traditional Nordic and Scandinavian musical elements, seamlessly blended with modern orchestral arrangements. This captivating soundscape adds a unique and authentic Viking ambiance, enriching the game's atmosphere and storytelling. The use of ancient instruments, chants, and folk-inspired melodies contributes to the game's authenticity and certainly drew me deeper into the world of Norse mythology and legends. Furthermore, the music excels at enhancing the emotional impact of key moments, creating an unforgettable and engaging experience, be it with an epic track, building up your adrenaline during a raid, or a subtle one putting you at peace while exploring the open seas. Valhalla also excels in providing players with meaningful choices that influence certain events and key decision points throughout the journey. These choices add a layer of depth and complexity to the overall narrative that certainly managed to keep me engaged and invested in the unfolding story.
Beautiful craftsmanship. What kind of smith makes a weapon like this?
All things considered, Valhalla is a decent game. It's not a revolutionary game that pushes the boundary of the action RPG genre, nor is it the pinnacle of what the franchise has to offer. Ubisoft took a huge diversion after Syndicate, and Valhalla is the result after a few iterations of creating open-world Assassin's Creed games. While the purist in me despises the route that the franchise has taken in the past few years, I'm glad that it didn't stop me from exploring the breathtaking sights of Egypt, Greece, and England in Ubisoft's open worlds. So while Valhalla wasn't necessarily a fun gaming experience for me, there were definitely some positives to be had in its expansive setting, beautiful graphics, immersive music, and a decent storyline, especially when it comes to the overarching narrative of the franchise. All this makes Valhalla worthy of a rare rating on my scale. While I'm happy Valhalla was able to attract new players to the series, I'm even more stoked with Ubisoft's decision to listen to age-old fans and return the series to its original style with Assassin's Creed Mirage. I can't wait to visit Baghdad and witness the coming-of-age story of Basim ibn Ishaq as a hidden one. For more Assassin's Creed, stay tuned for my thoughts after the release of Mirage in October as the saga continues.
Resounds the mighty horn for those who fight, for those who fall, for those who fight and those who fall. May horns resound the mighty horn for we who fight, for we who fall.